session is a pop-up interview in a pop-up location with a surprise guest. But in this case, we have two surprise guests today. I'm on the campus of Purdue University Northwest, Westfield campus. I made a little field trip to come talk to two amazing colleagues of mine. To my immediate left is Makisha Richardson, and to her left is Jason Williams. And I will let them tell more about themselves as far as your careers here at Purdue. And then we're going to jump into something very exciting that's coming up for women in leadership. Makisha, take it away.
Thank you for that warm intro. As she said, I'm Makisha Richardson. I am the Assistant Director at the Leadership Institute at Purdue Northwest, and we focus on leadership for all walks of life. So whether you are a college student, a teenager, or you've been in the business world for quite some time, we have the program for you.
Okay. And Jason?
Yeah, thanks, Chelsea. So I'm Jason Williams. I'm the Managing Director for the Society of Innovators at Purdue Northwest. So we as an organization really help drive community and economic development here throughout Northwest Indiana through innovation and entrepreneurship.
So Jason, you and I have traveled in a lot of circles, and I always circle back to that word innovation. And you have honored a lot of my friends, a lot of colleagues of whom I'm so proud for the things that they do in the community. Before we get into your upcoming event, can you talk a little bit about the Society of Innovators and some of the things you've done and what you all are looking to do?
Yeah, absolutely. And so really the founding, platform for the society about 16 years ago was to celebrate and recognize innovators across the region.
Has it been 16 years?
It really has, yeah. And so it's, think of it as, you're right, kind of the unique and the leaders, the problem solvers in the region.
Yes.
So we're not focused on one given industry. A lot of times you may assume, an innovation awards is going to be the technology industry or the manufacturing industry. We've had everyone from artists to nonprofit leaders, to community teams. So that is still really our lifeblood, is just recognizing and celebrating innovators around the region.
I love that. And now you've teamed up with your partner in crime, Makisha, as far as from a leadership standpoint. So when we were talking before we went to broadcast, we were just talking about this whole season or year or decade of the woman and the celebration of it, but also some of the setbacks. And so you all have on September 15th coming up a Women's Leadership and Innovation Summit. And talk to me, Makisha, about how this came about and why it's so needed.
It's so very needed right now because I think that, just to backtrack a little bit, I want to say over the past 10 to 15 years, we've seen a great shift in terms of women being able to break that glass ceiling, women being able to break out and become entrepreneurs, just women in politics. We saw the great Michelle Obama.
And Kamala.
Yes, and Kamala. And we've just seen the rise of women, but we've also seen the demise as well. And that is, as we go along in these current years, it's kind of scary. And so what we wanted to do was just to kind of combat that demise and that downfall that we see happening. It actually was Jason's idea. We sat around having our team meeting one day, and he was just thinking, like, what if we just did a conference straight for women, only for women? Because like I said, we do lots of work for teams. We do lots of we do private workshops for businesses. But just to focus strictly on women and what they bring to the table and how they are running the C-suite now, right? And again, just to combat some of the negative energy that we see around the women's movement.
Okay.
And so one day we came up with it, and we fleshed out ideas, and we came up with these great panel ideas. And the day that we were kind of teeter-tottering on whether or not we were going to fully do it, we found out about the Roe versus Wade
the overturn.
The overturn.
Oh, well, that was all the sign
and that was
you
like
needed.
the nail in the coffin. Like, yes, we need to do something to re-energize women in the region and across the country, really.
Okay. So September 15th, and I have to add that WHITT PR is a proud sponsor of this event, but you all have some amazing, like I want to say, heavy hitters that are coming to the table, not only as panelists and speakers, but as sponsors. Jason, you want to kick that off? Who's on board with this so far?
Yeah, so obviously we have a lot of support in house, right? Purdue Northwest is a big supporter in a big way, but we have a variety of different industries and corporations supporting the event. So as far as sponsorships go, we do have support from Cleveland Cliffs, from County Line Orchard, First Source Bank, the Hammond Group, WHITT, of course. And as far as other groups that are bringing teams to the event, that's where we do have such a wide variety. We have Centier Bank, Strachan Van Til, United Way of Northwest Indiana, Fair Oaks Farms. So we're just excited that we're really spreading this across industries and across the region.
Yes.
Right? This is not just a LaPorte County event because we're in Westville. This is really spanning all 7 counties.
That's right. I'm glad to be on the Westville campus. It's actually a beautiful campus, and I've spoken here a couple of times at some different retreats and conferences, so it's nice to be back. So, Makisha, for a young woman who's watching, executive or not, what can she expect? I was going to say he or she, but this is a women's conference. What can she expect to garner from this event, and how would she get involved?
I think one thing really is just the opportunity to be mentored and the opportunity to be encouraged and poured into from so many women from, as Jason said, across the region, not just here in LaPorte County, but across the region, and across business entities. Like, you can come out and you can talk to someone who's an entrepreneur.
Okay.
You can come out and talk to someone who's ran her family business for some years, or you can come out and talk to someone who has climbed her way up the ladder in corporate America.
Okay.
You can hear from these women. You can learn from their testimonies and from their stories.
Okay.
Yep.
And so, who are some of the people that you have on deck as speakers and panelists?
I'm going to pass that to
Jason. Jason has the list. I said,
Yeah.
see,
So,
we encourage cheat sheets so we can get it right.
For sure. And so, as Makisha acknowledged, right, we're just having a lot of important conversations. And first and foremost, we're hosting several panel conversations. So this is not just several hours of talking heads.
Okay,
right? This is really engaging attendees and speakers both through interactive conversations. And so we have one panel that will really be focused on the she-suite, so women that really are in those executive roles. So we have leaders, Regina Cross from Goldman Sachs. We have Superintendent Dr. Barbara Easton-Watkins from Michigan City Schools. We have Jennifer Bennett, who serves as the president of Shive Hattery Incorporated, will be here. We have a second panel really focused on girl bosses and entrepreneurship. So we have Myshelina Tomich, who's the CEO of Mix Design, Carol Podolak, the co-founder, I should say, of Be Nutty in Portage. We have Lynn Epwally. She's the president of the Gary Jett Center. So that's, as Makisha also acknowledged, right, kind of family-run business. And then we have a panel really focused on just a seat at the table. So, just a diverse mix of great women leaders in various roles around the region. So we have Gianna Gomez-Mayo is with NiSource, Catalina Rodriguez here with Purdue Northwest, Madhuri Karkani, also with P&W, and then Adela Ortega, who runs Professional Locomotive Services.
I love it. So there's definitely going to be something for everyone. So now the most important part. How much does it cost? How do we get in on this? I mean, I'll be here. My team will be here. And we're looking forward to the networking with all of these entrepreneurs and C-suiters, she-suiters. But for those who are watching, who want to be sponsors, who want to attend, what do they need to do? Because it's not too late.
Yeah, no, it's not too late at all as far as registration and sponsorship. Of course, we'll always love the support and more people to link arms with as we drive this event forward. But of course, you can find everything about the event on the Society of Innovators website. That's pnw.edu/SOI for Society of Innovators. And this event is listed publicly on Eventbrite. So the Women's Leadership and Innovation Summit in Westville, you can find that through a quick search on Eventbrite. Individual tickets are $75, but we do offer discounted small business bundles of a 3-pack and then a corporate table of 10 to take advantage of.
So I was very excited when you reached out to me, Jason, because I am always looking for opportunities for our team to develop professionally. While we always feel like we're good at what we do, we understand that learning never stops and how important it is to network.
Absolutely.
And so that's one of the reasons that I was happy to get involved. So this is an all-day event, right? So this this is 9 a.m. to 4. So for somebody who's planning to go, we have to level set to say you have to plan to spend the day here.
So it really is, a full day and not I guess not an 8-hour day. So it's 9:30 to 1:30.
9:30
so
to 1:30.
really,
okay.
Obviously, the bulk of the day. One thing, one unique twist we're trying to put on it. This is a brunch summit, so we're going to be splitting up, breaking up the programming, breaking for brunch.
Okay.
So just something a little different than a lot of the luncheons and breakfasts we see around the region.
Because ladies love brunch.
Yeah.
Yes, we do love to
That's
brunch.
right.
You
We
are
love
so
a good
right.
brunch.
So you still get to come though, right? You like stand at the door or
Yeah.
something?
Well,
What do you get to
I
do?
will say, right, this, as we talk about, the focus on women leaders and women innovators, of course, this is not, strict women's only, right? Of course, we encourage advocates and men to show up as well. And, really the focus, of course, first and foremost was hearing from women, because far too often, right, events focused on leadership and innovation, we just, don't have women's voices, unfortunately, at the table, enough for conferences like this. But as far as audience members, we want the men as well. I'll be there. So
good. There's one.
And I also, would be remiss if I didn't mention too, right? I mentioned the interactive portion of this. We have a keynote experience rather than a keynote speaker. So we have a group coming in from Oakland, California called Late Night Art. And I don't want the art part of that to really scare people off. This is really using art and creativity as a way to collectively problem solve, to break down barriers for networking. Really, it's just a fun experience of getting to know the other summit attendees and really getting to have some deep reflection on yourself. But it's just such a fun experience to music and using art and creativity for that.
But I wouldn't expect anything less from the Society of Innovators, right? We can't just have a regular keynote. We have to have a keynote experience. If you're just tuning in, welcome. It's a WHITT session with my colleagues here at Purdue Northwest, Makisha and Jason. We're talking all things women leadership and Innovation Summit on September 15th. You don't want to miss this. 9:30 to 1:30 with the sheep brunch. I like that. Well, I just added the sheep to it. It's brunch.
I like it.
You got to change your materials now.
Yes. And again, there are sponsorship opportunities, and we will be featuring this interview and all of the information in the WHITT Sauce newsletter, and just making sure that people know about this, because too often I hear, I didn't know anything about it. So we want to make a special push and appeal to women out there and women advocates and organizations and companies who want to sponsor, support, and attend to do so. If there's somebody on the fence, Makisha, look those cameras in the eye, and what would you say to them to say, you need to make a choice and make an investment in yourself, your business, to come and be a part of this?
Absolutely. I just think about something that I should pick a woman, but I'm going to pick Steve Harvey.
Okay. He has a lot of knowledge that he
has
drops.
A lot of knowledge. And one thing that he said before is talking about the parachute and just taking the jump, making that leap. If you're on the fence and you're wondering, is this going to help me, or should I even bother doing anything for that matter, not just our conference, but anything to help to further myself? My answer to you is absolutely yes. And of course, I want you to come to our conference because we put a lot of work into it, as Jason said earlier. But again, just take that leap of faith. Take that jump. Go ahead and invest in yourself. You won't regret it. At the very least, you'll walk away with someone to network with, a few new contacts, and then a great experience with Late Night Art.
I agree. I'm going to take that leap, and I'm encouraging you to do so as well. Jason, any closing comments from you?
Yeah, obviously, we look forward to a full house and everyone joining us, so that there's still room to participate. I would just add that, again, with leadership and innovation, we are certainly passionate that these are, equally continuous action verbs and equally muscles that we continually need to practice, right? I would just encourage folks and women out there that this is an opportunity to come, not only flex those muscles, but also to further develop those muscles.
Sounds good.
Just leadership skills, some of the networking that will happen, and really, again, innovation is a team sport. It's true for us as it is for anyone else out there, no matter the industry. So,
absolutely.
This is just a great opportunity to get plugged in to these, this ecosystem here.
This is awesome. Now, I don't want to anybody to wait on this? Is there a deadline or cutoff for registration, sponsorships? How long do we have? I know, people kind of say, I meant to do that, so we need to give them a date. What's the date?
Yeah. So the event is 3 weeks from today, so it's September 15th. Obviously, we hope to wrap this up in the next week or two.
Okay.
We know we've got experience with events, right? A lot of people want to wait till the last minute,
Don't do it.
I would encourage you to get signed up by at least that first week of September. So right around Labor Day, be that cutoff that we're ideally looking for.
All right.
And again, you can find the Women's Leadership and Innovation Summit on Eventbrite. Also on pnw.edu, and you can also email us directly at societyofinnovators@pnw.edu for more information about tickets and sponsorship.
Well, as a proud Purdue alumni, I'm so glad to be here talking with my colleagues for the CWIT session. Makisha Richardson, Jason Williams, we are looking forward to joining you on Thursday, September 15th, and I hope that all of you who are watching will join us as well. Share this video, pour into someone, become a sponsor, sow a seed, do some networking, and join us in the She Suite. All right, everybody. This concludes the latest episode of CWIT. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next time.